Record.
Hi folks, Driving Your Own Vision series. In this episode, I feel like I'm going to have to put people straight to the action stage, where you should all be. Because if you're not at the action stage already, then what are you doing watching this video? Go back to the beginning, watch the first 2 episodes. I've put it in a community post, so you can go. There's a community post that went out last week. I've already put a community post out just before this video that states, I don't know why I've put a community post about this video, but I feel like Tuesdays we work really, really hard getting these videos. The segue video got lots and lots of really, really good feedback. It didn't, the comments weren't on the actual video. There were comments going back to episodes 3 and 4, and YouTube keeps recommending me the second episode of the series. Must have done pretty well, that second episode, because the second episode of the series was about the second and the fourth episode episodes 2 and episode 4 are the episodes that got the most recommendations, and it only had 10 views, but YouTube's been recommending me episodes 2 and episode 4. But let's not dwell too much on those. But I am gonna do a text post talking about the series in general and where it's gone and where it's been and all the rest of it. This video is in series 1, right? But I'm going to suggest you've already been... So this is the second segue episode. If you haven't seen the first segue episode, go straight to it. So this is the second segue episode of this series that leads to the next series. I want you to lean on this. You're already at the action stage. You've already got your business. You've already achieved your dreams, and you are ready to take the U-turn. But you have to remember that you're at the action stage. You can't not be at the action stage to take this U-turn. Now, a lot of people watching my previous episodes are going to be, hey, Stephen, you never spoke about the action stage. You're just going straight to it. Well, yes, but you didn't focus on episode 3, you didn't focus on episode 5, and you didn't focus on episode 6, because in those episodes, it was more on how to cut corners and so on. And I did speak on how things are holding you back. You have a goal. Say, for instance, you've got a business and you have a startup, and there's something holding you back. Well, you have to think, what are the things that are holding you back? Now, I spoke in those earlier episodes of the things that can hold you back. The things they're not pushing you forward. They're not pushing you forward. There's always that, people say, oh, well, maybe if you do... I was actually speaking to somebody... Well, it would have been last night by the time you watched it. But the time of recording this, I was speaking to somebody tonight about courses and how you're stuck in courses. And for people on benefits, that's good because the education between the ages of 16 up to 21 or 25, whatever it is, they want to keep you in this route of you carry on going courses, and then, hey, you may get a job. You may get a job. It's the, you fall into this strange roulette wheel. You may get a job, you may not. You may get grades, you may not. You may succeed, you may fail, my friend. And hey, if you fail, this is what we've set you up for. Hey, well done, my friend. You're a winner. You're a winner. Just imagine, right? Just imagine you've spun the roulette wheel and you don't land on the winning colour, you land on the losing colour, but still, they give you something for losing. They give you a big pat on the back and they kick you up the arse and basically they send you in the gutter, but they give you something for losing. Yeah, they give you something. What's that? They give you a pass grade for losing. The thing is, right? That's what they do. Hey, but you can succeed again, get on another course, and do it. Well, it might not be for you the next course, but hey, it will be for you. It will be for you. There's something out there for you. Whether it depends what kind of grades you are, but hey, there's something there for you. And hey, if you want university, you just go on those other courses. You might be with that crowd, but you might not be with that crowd. Hey, you've just got to spin the roulette wheel again and take the chance. Take the chance. Have you got the grade? Oh no, you didn't succeed. Well, maybe you might, maybe you won't. It's one of those things, and I'm not talking about school where if you fail a test, my friend, you're not a loser, complete loser. It's not that, because when you leave school, you play the roulette game. You play the roulette of, hey, if you win and you get all the courses, but still, if you win, if you're for the winning chance, right? If you are on the career path, right? You've okay. So let's just say you've passed all your exams and you're flying through, and you get to college and you fly through college. You get to uni, you just about do, but okay, so let's just say you pass the second year of uni. Yeah, and okay, so you get in a job. Well, what happens if the job put you on a set of courses where you're failing? So they've got you back at the roulette table again. It's like you've won, but you've won, but you're not satisfied with what you're walking away with, or the person telling you need to play again before you win, right? You need to spin that wheel again, because, my friend, the colour you've just landed on could be the losing colour. Well, actually, in fact, you need to make sure that you win. So to do that, we'll take the money for you. We'll take your winnings, so you will win. Well, that's not the case, because they're literally it's like they're taking from the hand they're biting the hand off completely. They're biting the hand and the money that's in the hand off, and they're swallowing the money, and they ain't giving you anything out back. And they've given you a series of courses to so that you can cut corners and that. But oh my gosh, you've landed on a dead end, and they kick you out into the gutter, and you are literally in the shit. So what do you do then? You have to go and take more courses. And this, I say to you, my friends, this Driving Your Own Vision course, there is no right, wrong answers. The only person that's failing is you, right? I don't say that. I just freaking said it. Anyway, what I'm saying is, right, as a tutor, as a leader, right, you need to think like a programmer. You need to think, right, okay, I don't want no more courses. This isn't a course. This is a guide, if you will. This whole series has been a guide. I've watched episode 1, and I have been completely clueless with myself. And it's been great looking back at the early episodes of this series. It's like the circle, the circle. I mean, life is a circle, but have you ever seen, right? Okay, so people say that a circle starts off small. And then you get a circle within a circle, and then a circle within a circle, and a circle within a circle. And then it becomes this whole massive kaleidoscope image. Well, that's how I want you to envision this whole course. We've started off small, right? We started off with a small little series with about 7 or 8 episodes. Our next series that we're going to go to is literally it's going to be bigger than that. And then hopefully we'll go to a 3rd series, which is even bigger, and then a 4th series, which is even bigger, until we literally just get really big and to a point where we can join the dots. We might have to go back, to see where we're up to all the time. But you have already got that business. You are doing great. You have got that business, and okay, you might be in a broom cupboard somewhere, you might be in your bedroom, but let's just say you have got success. You've got 12 customers in your back pocket. You've got a whole community falling at your feet, right? And you are ready to go big. Now, when I say go big, I don't mean, hey, you're going to go, you are going to have a whole chain of stores, that's not where we want you, my friends. I've done a video actually, not a creative thoughts video, but just a video talking about my journey, my story. I think it's kind of something that I wanted to talk to people about, because a lot of people say, hey, you've got an empire, Stephen, and you've got loads of money. In fact, I'm losing money. In fact, I'm losing even more money. In fact, one company, you have to float the money from one company to the next to make sure that company needs. And sometimes one company is doing great. It doesn't need that much money, so what you do is, in fact, the building company is making money, but in actual fact, I hate the end of the week with that company, because I know it loses money, but I'll talk about that in another video. But I just know that a lot of people say, oh yes, you're losing all this. Well, no, you don't make anything for it. In fact, when you have an empire, you lose a lot, and the reason you lose a lot is because of you need to rent stuff and all that kind of stuff. But let's just say, right, you've got your empire, your little business from your broom cupboard or your bedroom, or maybe your dining table, okay? But you've got people in your back pocket, and you've got people falling at your feet. Now, the people falling at your feet are the ones that you kind of don't need to care for as much, but you need to have you have to have a little bit of love for them. It's the ones that are in your back pocket are the ones that you take over when you're growing to the next thing. The people in your back pocket you need to take with you. The people falling at your feet, they're the ones that love you, but are they the ones that will be with you? Are they the ones that are really going to stick by you? And they're the ones that, I know a few people that have got salons, and I see people that have moved from one salon to an even bigger salon, or they're renting a chair somewhere, whatever. And those customers, the ones that have literally, that are sitting in the back pocket, they're the ones that they've really looked after. And it's not because they're spending money. Well, that's the main reason, but the second main reason is they love what they do. They will go to them no matter what. I mean, a salon is a prime example because you need salons. They have been an essential thing. In fact, from the lockdown, we saw lots of salons grow. What was another thing that we saw? Computer shops. Okay, a computer shop is a thing that people need. Computer shops and phone shops. You know, because more and more people are working from home, and you know they'll be using a laptop or a tablet or a phone. You'll be watching me or listening to me on a tablet or a laptop or a phone. So you know that if you're a computer shop, you need those customers, right? And you are going to have more people falling at your feet because computer shops especially, they're going to have more people falling at their feet. Not because they sell computers, but the service they provide. Right? And they provide more of a service because school kids, how are they going to learn? College kids, how are they going to learn? Business people, how are they going to keep their businesses going? And now you're going up a wave against people who are, I mean, because the government is trying to rewind time. You can't do that. You can't metaphorically do that. But Jeremy Hunt, he said we wanted things back to pre-COVID. Now, I was like, really? But the thing, like, again, this is another thing that I'm going to do in a video because this is another video that I need to make because the thing is you can't do that. So you're sort of going up, if you can imagine, right? I don't know if anyone has done this, right? But you know, if you've ever been in the deep end of a pool when you've got a wave machine going proper, they don't do it now. In fact, a lot of people, wave machines, they're kind of boring. They get them going at full momentum and then they turn them off, right? But have you ever been in a pool when a wave machine's going full momentum and you're in the deep end? It is brilliant, I tell you. Especially when you've got a nice big wave. Well, I want you to imagine that a big wave is coming towards you, and you're going, you're going from the deep end to the shallow, and you've got a wave, right? You've got a wave coming at you, yeah. You've got a wave coming at you. You've not got a wave coming towards you. You've got a wave coming at you, right? And it's that wave coming at you that's the struggle, right? Because a lot of people have lost that wave, right? When they went into COVID, it was like they were all over the place. So they weren't, you know, it was like everything sort of becalmed. There was no waves at all. It was literally like they were in this calm pool, which really, in an actual real world situation, you don't want a calm pool, because a calm pool means either no customers or very few customers, and customers that don't really know what they're doing. You know, when they come in, they don't really know whether to buy a product or not, which in a real world situation isn't really a good thing. Because if you get someone coming in and, oh, I don't really know whether to buy your product or not, well, you know, and hey, if you want that product, it's great. You can go and you buy it straight off. But if you're not sure, if you're just pricing things up, that can always be a problem, because well, you know what I'm saying, right? We got a customer today on the phone, first customer, and we were having a really good day. And if we weren't having a really good day, it could have gone an opposite way. But I can't be grouchy with customers. And they said they weren't sure if they wanted to price up some timber, and I said, well, I don't really do it, and I'd have to order it in. And they said, you know, where I get it. And in fact, where I get my timber from is outsourced, because I have to get it, we have to get it online, we have to go online and check. But it's knowing where those supplies are. Now, in a becalmed situation, it's not very good, because if you've only got customers that come in and buy whatever. But when you've got a really stormy wave, okay, so you've got customers again, you've got businesses open again, you've got life happening again almost, and you've got a really rough pool of waves up and down, right? But when you've got a wave coming to you, right? So say you've got people, you know, you've got this wave, this whole pre-COVID thing, how are you going to do that? Because your business is either it's 100% online. If it's 100% online, and bearing in mind you are, the costs online are extortionate. They're extortionate. And if, like, I just wished, I know a lot, I should have listened to the people that said, you know, about being an online company 10 years ago. I never did, by the way. I became an online company. In fact, both our companies, the building company, I've only just sort of turned to the online world. I mean, we were online, but that's another story. But we've sort of just turned 100% online. Well, 99%. It's different with a building company, but we know we have an office and everything. But the thing is, now you have to have the bricks and the mortar to keep yourself going. If you are a store, if you sell something, maybe if you don't sell something. But the government, what they're trying to do is, if you're an online company and you've got the bricks and the mortar, the company are trying to get this metaphorical axe and say, oh, well, he's working from home, she's working from home, 100% bricks and mortar. Boom, they're trying to bring the bricks and the mortar down. And you're going against this wave. But, right, so I want to bring this back to sort of driving you to where you need to be. So you're trying to go even bigger. You're trying to get your customers to move with you, right? First of all, before you make your U-turn, you have to weigh up the frustrations. In fact, Ball and McInerney Productions, prime example, we were mind mob before. And I had a lot of frustrations in 2019, 2020. I had frustrations in 2020. 2 months before the lockdown hit. It was... Lockdown happened in the end of March, didn't it? Yeah, end of March. No, the beginning of March. March was a bad month for us. We were a web design company, and March we were getting absolute zero to nothing work. We were just getting work from websites. Now, my frustration at the time was, why didn't they just come to us? Because we would have got, we would have known what to do. we'd have talked to people, we'd have got it all sorted. Why then? But the whole thing was when, like, before we went into lockdown, my next door neighbour is my landlord, my rock, everything. He's gone from landlord to major shareholder to an absolute rock, keeping everything going. And he was ill before COVID. There's a major bump, and then went for another major bump, which is lockdown. And it's you know, I mean, me personally, I don't really like having a smooth road, because a smooth road means everything goes really boring. You have a, you know, it all goes plain sailing for a while, but then it's like all goes really boring, and it's just, you know what I mean. But anyway, I had frustrations pre-COVID, and my frustrations were I wasn't really into web design anymore. I wasn't really into that. I wanted to do, I didn't know what to do, but I didn't want to be a web design company anymore, because I wasn't into that. I wasn't into this whole, you know, what web designers are doing and what web developers are doing. And I shouldn't have gone back to that. Because the problem is, when you're a web designer, a web developer, you have to think, you don't get a lot of work. And the work you do gets pretty sludgy and pretty draining. We had the last bit of work we did was a 4-month contract, right? Went from May, and we had to terminate the project in July. And there was 2 projects, and we just decided enough's enough. We're going to change. And we sat down and we thought about what we were going to do. And we decided, well, let's be an advertisement company, because we can write advertisements, we can do marketing, we can do all that. That to us was pretty simple. So we became an advertisement agency. Well, we were a marketing agency that did advertisements, but then we fell from the marketing and now we just do advertisements. But it's not that we're not marketing people, it's just that we'd rather do advertisements, and we're doing our marketing side. We're handing that over to our virtual department, which we're sort of opening very slowly. It's one of those things, because the marketing side we'll hand over to them, and hopefully we can show them how to do that. But we took our U-turn in July, when we were getting zero work at all. We'd finished our contracts. We weren't hearing from a couple of customers. That to me rang a lot of alarm bells. So we thought, right, while it's quiet, we can actually work out what we're going to do and where we're going to go from here, where we can take it through lockdown, because the government weren't telling us when the lockdown was lifting. They weren't telling us if we were going back into lockdown or whatever. We sort of had one foot on the curb and one foot off the curb. And the foot that was on the curb was the foot that wasn't sure. And I had to say, look, we are changing the company entirely. We're going to do it. We're going to do what we were setting out to do and not do. Because Mindamob had a bit of a rough history. We had a bit of a, we didn't know what to do or where to go. And it's that not knowing where to go is the kind of when the alarm bells start ringing. If you don't know what company you're going to be, should you close your company or should you do other things? And I wasn't sure whether to expand this office back onto the building company or whether to use this office for the phone company or whether to... So I was thinking longer than the person that I was, that was my business partner at the time.
11:25. Mic trigger. Mic lock. Button. Mic lock. Mic lock. Mic trigger. Mic lock. Button. Mic lock. Mic trigger. Mic lock. Button is on.
So I know we haven't really covered a lot of ground on this whole thing, but I just want you to know that that's where we're at, which is the action stage, and we are, we're ready to make that U-turn. But my thing that I want to leave you with is, if you're frustrated and you're in a company and I don't know, you kind of want to make a change, then what you do is you make a note of your frustrations, and you make a note of your frustrations, and you put out to your team. I wasn't clear with my frustrations at the time, but I knew I had them. And when we sold the Mind Mob name and we got Ball and Mackinhill Productions, we actually rolled with it. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there because this video's been quite long, and it's just discussing, going off the cuff. But you do know that we are breaking things down in the next series of how we can progress forward and change. It's still about changing, but less about the vision, less about the vision and more about how to weigh up your frustrations, because it's the frustrations can sometimes they can be alarm bells. They can really tell you where your visions want to be and stuff like that. The things that can blur your visions are things like procrastination, which we thought may have been a way of, real killer of time and stuff like that. We'll do another episode on that in the next series on procrastination properly and talking about it, because nobody talks about it properly. Because people just want to stall for time. And they'll do that because it's, for hundreds of reasons. Either it's, they can make money quicker, or they can, whatever reason it is, they're doing that for those specific reasons. But you have to know, right, that I'm not the best in teaching people anything or showing people anything, but to guide you along the way. And I feel like I've sort of gone off the rails with this whole series. The first 4 episodes are the best because they're obviously that had my whole heart in it, I guess. Anyway.
Mic trigger. Mic lock. Finish recording.